Man, tell me you guys don't have these wolf eyebrows. Look at this. It's almost longer than some people's hair on their head. Laminate eyebrows. Ugh, get out of here. They'll go all the way up to my freaking scalp. No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't know why eyebrows became a thing. I really don't. But, you know, I've had these bad boys all my life. Why couldn't it be a thing when I was in high school? Wasn't popular then. The thinnest brow possible was popular then. That was never me. Okay. So welcome back to Design Beauty by Kat. We're going to design our own beauty today. We're going to love it. And we might not learn anything today. Just be aware. So today's video, you guys, is about a new foundation that I've been trying out just for you. Not for me at all. Just for you. It's going to be over this bad boy right here. The Bite Changemaker foundation. I've used it about 4 times now. I have a pretty good idea how I feel about it. I also have the Bite Changemaker powder. Okay, and this is the Flexible Coverage Press Powder. That's what this guy is. This is called the new face of clean. So that's what they claim right here. And the color I got in this one is Light 2 right here. And the color I got in this one, M65. And I was very excited to try it because I've heard a lot of good reviews. Now let me just tell you something, you guys. We're gonna put a little disclaimer out there, okay? Because nowadays you have to disclaim everything. If you don't, you're gonna get in trouble and everybody's gonna hate you. I don't want nobody hating me. It's hard enough to get you to like me, all right? So let's just stay in that groove, okay? I'm not Mr. Perfect, okay? I'm not. So my skin is not gonna be like your skin. You have to remember that, especially when you're doing any kind of complexion products. What works for me doesn't mean it's gonna work for you. It doesn't. I didn't mean to pop that bubble, but it's true. Just because my face tolerates one type of foundation doesn't mean your face is gonna tolerate it. Having said that, you have to remember what kind of skin you have, okay? So we're gonna have some teaching moments. So you might learn something today, all right? You ready? A lot of people think that, oh, my face is all oily. You think you have oily skin. And you really don't. You have oily combination, okay? Because your T-zones are oily, but the rest of your face is normal, okay? Then other people think, oh, my whole face is dry, everything. And it's actually not. It's dry combination because your cheeks will be dry, but everything else will be normal. So you have to actually pay attention to what kind of skin you have. Not one size fits all when it comes to makeup foundations and complexion products, okay? That means that if you think you're gonna go out and buy this mattifying foundation and you have dry skin, you might have some issues, okay? You might have to put a different moisturizer on or a different primer to make that foundation work better for you. Because a mattifying foundation on drier skin can sometimes be a recipe for cracked face. Just saying. That's not our whole video today, so I don't want to talk your ear off about skin, but I just want to give you an idea of the products that I'm reviewing. For those of you out there that have an oily T-zone and normal cheeks, your oily combination skin, that's me. So let's read to you what this foundation says, okay? The skin-like finish you crave, the clean formula you deserve, medium coverage. For best results, use with Changemaker primer and pressed powder, period. Keep at room temperature. Supercharge micellar foundation with Power Pure Maquai Berry. And there you go. It does say skin-like finish that you crave. What I've been doing the last time was putting it on my face. No, what am I doing? Did I put primer on, you guys? Son of a bitch. So since I don't really know if this is a mattifying, if this is a oil control, if this is, I'm not really sure what it is. So what I use is my Milk Hydro Grip, okay? And I go ahead and pop that on the back of here. And this is just a gripping primer. That's all it is. Nothing special. It's not going to combat anything. It's not a pore filling one. It's just a Hydro Grip, just to grip it. And I'm going to tell you why I'm using this one today. Because I want to. That's why, and that's all you need to know. The other days I used a pore filling one. I also used the Benefit Professional, okay? And then I also used the Cover FX blurring one. Now, as you notice, I am putting this primer basically all over the face. And the reason I am doing that is because it's a gripping primer. If I was just using a pore filling primer like the Il Maquillage, I only put it like in this area, a little bit right here, and I put some right here because that's where my pores are. People feel like you need to put primer all over the face and slather it all over. You don't have to. You use it where you need it. Here's another tip. You ready? Get your notepad out.
Are you ready? Okay.
You can use 2 different primers, okay? Let's say you're really oily right here. You can use a mattifying primer in that area and then use a pore filling primer in the rest if you have pore issues. Or you can use a moisturizing primer in this area if you need that, okay? So you don't have to use one primer all over the face. Mix and match, just don't overlap them. Just use one primer on one area that you need and another primer on a different area that you need. I hope that's helpful, just in case you didn't know. That's about all the learning you're gonna get today, okay? So I gotta give it to you in little small doses, because if not, you're not gonna come back, you know? I gotta get you coming back. I kind of feel like I have to shake it. I don't know why. Because the first few times when I pumped it out, well, you don't pump it out. The first few times when I squeeze it out, it seemed like it had a little bit of oil to it or something. So I feel like I have to kind of shake it. Don't ask me if that does anything or not, but I feel like it does. So just let me feel that way, okay? You're gonna be like, Kat, you didn't put your concealer on yet. Well, I'm gonna tell you why in just a minute, okay? Hold on. You guys are always telling me stuff. Just hold on. I'm gonna use my trusty IT Cosmetics Love as a foundation brush on this side of the face, okay? So we're just going to start from the center and smooth it out. Whoa, hello. We got some coverage up in that hairline. And that's what happens when you don't have a mirror and you use your camera as your mirror. You might be wondering, why am I doing one side with a brush and one side with a sponge? Well, I want you to see the difference in coverage and I want you to see the difference in application. Don't forget to come down and don't forget to get those ears. The ears are part of your face. You cannot forget them. They're there, people. They're not the ugly stepsister. They're part of your face. You might be like looking at it and seeing, oh, all these crazy brush streaks. Well, this is what you do. You can use your brush and stipple it. You can also stipple it on instead of spreading it, and maybe you won't make a mess in your hair like I just did. Stop looking at it, you're giving me a complex. Okay, just stop looking at it, it's not there. Now, if you take a good look at this right now, you can see that the beauty sponge kind of picked up product as well as put it down. It didn't let it all stay on the face. And the brush kind of just pushed it all over the face. This is a bit more caked on. So I'm gonna get my beauty sponge and I'm just gonna press it lightly and not try to take off too much product, but just kind of press it in a little bit more. Because one thing with me you'll notice is, you know, if you watch me, I don't like product caked on my face. That's not my latte, and that is just my journey, okay? We all take different journeys. We all have different vehicles. Just remember that. What do you notice right away? Well, one, it's not a perfect shade match. It has a bit more of a yellow undertone, so it doesn't perfectly match me. And I did take like a little quiz to see, you know, what would be my perfect color. And this is the color it came out with. Don't be afraid, we're gonna zoom in. It's a fair warning. You've been warned, we're gonna get in close, okay? It's the only way you can see what's going on, so let's get in close. So here we go. Take a really good look at this, okay? From side to side, take a really good look, okay? And if you see what I see is it's pretty glistening, right? You know, it's not mattifying at all. It looks a little bit caked on, okay? And I'm not about that life. So if you look on this side, even with the sponge, it still looks a little, not chunky, but just a lot. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but it's not something I would gravitate to, okay? Now, we're going to show you what it looks like with the powder on top, okay? I want you to get all aspects of today's video. This is what the pressed powder looks like. It's actually really cute packaging. I actually do like it. I like that it's a nice, you know, grippable. It's not like, you know, you feel like you're gonna drop it. It's a nice heavy duty compact. It does have a mirror, so that's always a plus. I'm glad about that. It actually says Bite in the mirror, so that's pretty cool. Have its own little powder puff right here, and you can slip your fingers in there. And this powder is in the color Light 2. I feel like maybe I should try Light 1 because Light 2 does make it a little bit darker, and I don't need it any darker. I'm gonna get some on this powder puff, and I'm just going to press it down. Okay, so that is pressed all over on one side. Can you see how it has drastically darkened it from this side to this side? Do you see it has even more of a yellow undertone? I'm not too happy with that. I'm not. When you take a good look at it, it does help it to look a little more smoother. If you just take a look on this side, really, really good. Take a second and then look on this side. Look at the texture of it. This side is already smoothed down and this side is still tacky. So it doesn't set by itself. It stays tacky. This is my experience. I do know that a few influencers have had good experience with it because I think Bite has a very good background to them. I think what they're trying to do is lovely. I think that them being cruelty free and all these wonderful good, ingredients that are in their products, I think that's wonderful. I really do. But I'm gonna tell you, this is not my favorite foundation. It's not. Now on this side, we're going to put a little bit of concealer and we're going to set it with a brush. I want you to get a good idea of what the differences are if you didn't use that puff that comes with it. You're gonna pop in some concealer right here. If you notice, I don't wanna drag it. I'm just kinda like pressing it down. The reason I don't wanna drag it is because this foundation, it moves. So I'm not gonna do anything to move it any further. I'm gonna get my trusty little detail sponge here and just press it in. Man, when I tell you, if I love this sponge. Now, in case you're wondering, well, Kat, don't you usually put concealer on before you put your foundation? I do both, all right? So when I have super red pigment, I'll put a little concealer on before, then I'll put my foundation on, and typically that does it for me. But if you're gonna apply foundation and you wanna see how it works, how the coverage is, don't put the concealer on first, okay? Because you just wanna see how good the coverage is on the foundation itself. That's when you're trying it out. You wanna get the feel of it and see what it does, how it moves, how it wears. If you see this side, it's not too bad. I didn't even go in with any concealer. It's not too bad. I do have darkness here. So this is the area that I would need a little concealing, but I just, wanted to show you the differences, what the foundation itself, how it performs. Okay, because some people do appreciate that. Some people just want you to get to the end of the video. I try to get a little bit of both. I want to get to the end of the video, but I want to give you good info. Still a little sheer. You can still see a little bit of my redness right here. This little pinkish tone right here. Let's see if that disappears now when we press the powder down. So I'm going to get my nice new Fenty brush here, and it's nice and fluffy, very movable. Just make sure real quick that I don't have any creases, besides my wrinkles. Your wrinkles are wrinkles, all right, people? They're not creases, they're wrinkles. Nothing you can do about it. You can't wipe them away unless you fill them up, okay? But what I'm talking about when I'm saying creases is I don't want the foundation or the concealer to crease any more than it needs to. So just kind of go over it with a little sponge or with your finger or even with a brush, however you want. And kind of like look up. This way you're not looking down and causing any more creasing. And set it, okay? You don't want to set creases in. How do we feel about this so far? Let's take a look. Did it take away all of that pink? It didn't take it all away, but it did mute it down. So I do know if I press it, that takes it away. But I know if I use a brush, it doesn't. That's the point of product try on, okay? You want to try out different ways and see what works. So when you start seeing the foundation act really picky and really finicky, we can't be great friends, I just don't need any more pickiness in my life, all right? I already have 3 kids. I'm not downing the brand because I'm not about that. I'm just about being honest. And honestly, Bite is not doing it for me. I'm very open to trying other products by them. And I do think that this powder by itself is good for holding back oils. Sorry that is my review and that's how it went, but I did wear this 4 days already. This is day number 5. It always looks like it's sitting on top of the skin. And I don't want my foundation to sit on top of the skin. I want it to just melt down. That's how I like my foundation to look. My face is just not taking it and it's saying, no. That's what it's saying. I try to be thorough, try to give you good info, take from it what you want. That's on you, boo. It's on you. Let me know if you guys prefer me to do first impressions. If you'd rather I put foundation on when I first buy it and try it out like that. I kind of like to try it out a few days and then give you my review on it because I can tell you the backstory. I can tell you, hey, the other days I used this, like I'm telling you today. And this way you kind of know what it's been doing. I'm here for you, okay? I'm here for you and I talk with my hands. That's me, that's this channel. Hi! I hope you guys have been staying safe. I do know everyone's anxious to get out and wander about the world and, try to have some fun because summer's coming up. Just, do safely. Do it safely and be careful. Keep that little bubble around you until you know that the world is getting back to normal. To me, it's kind of still like up in the air. And I don't like things up in the air unless it's a plane and it belongs up there or a bird. Love you guys. See you later. Bye. I want my foundation to go on, to sit there, and to be happy. That's all. Just want some happiness, okay? That's all we need is some happiness in this world. That's it. We're a family, okay? We're here to help each other. Help me, help you. Today's video is about testing my patience while my animal over here tears into everything that is not hers. That's what it is. I think I have a pretty good feel about how I feel about it. That's a bit redundant. I don't think I should wear this all together because nobody wants to stay aligned. And if you're not perfectly aligned, you can't be on my channel. You can't.
1 second, because someone's knocking on my door. Yes, how may I help you? I am. Are you okay? What are you choking on? Go drink some water. Jeez. But you're not going to sleep right now. You are? You do it when I'm filming. Okay, come on in. Come on. Love you. Love you. Night night. Perfect timing always. Night night.
She does it on purpose. She does. Sometimes you have to go a little bit further. Explore to infinity and beyond. Okay? Can you not today? Can you not today? Please. I'm talking to you. Hello. I have no authority in my own house.